and welcome to another With a Side of Shred deck review. Today we have the all-new board from Laissez, Faire longboards. They're a local company out of Wilmington, North Carolina, and they just released their do-it-all board, the Laissez, Faire Warmonger. This is going to be your go-to board for just about anything freestyle, freeride, or downhill related. Its speed-stiff construction with comfortable concave allows for just about all styles of riding. This board comes in at 37.5 inches long with a width of 9.625 inches. I find this width to be very comfortable. You don't have to move your feet around very much for slides. You can go from rail to rail pretty easily. Even if you have some smaller feet, it's not a super wide 10-inch board. This board features a 0.625 inches of progressive radial concave. This means the concave is going to be a little more relaxed in the center of the board, but as you get to the rails and the wheel flares, things really start to ramp up. The wheel flares on this deck are 0.75 inches tall. These are some pretty mellow wheel flares in comparison to some of the other popular freeride decks out there right now, but I find the 0.75 inch wheel flare to be a lot more comfortable on your feet, and it doesn't force you to put your foot in a spot that you don't necessarily want it to. I really enjoy this concave. I'm very comfortable tucked on it as well as freeriding. This board feels great with the progressive radial as well as the mellow wheel flares, but what I really like about it is the half-inch of rocker from tip to tail of the board. This feature really preloads your feet for some smooth slides, makes it really easy to initiate, and also gives you a nice locked-in feeling. With the rocker throughout the board, Laissez Faire incorporates some really nice CNC flush mounting so it doesn't affect the degree of your trucks. They also incorporate some very nice functional wheel flares so you don't get any wheel bite when you're doing any freestyle or free riding, and allows you to run some taller wheels when you're doing downhill. The Warmonger can have anywhere from a 5 to 6 inch tail depending on what wheelbase you run it, as well as a 1.5 to 2.5 inch nose for any nose tricks that you might be doing. The wheelbase range of this board is pretty much perfect if you're doing any freestyle or free riding. With the wheelbase of 24 inches, you have a very agile deck, and it can be stretched out to a 26 inch wheelbase, which is a lot more stable for if you're going faster or going into slides or even downhill. The board is painted a cool, sleek gray color, paired up with a nice, clean graphic from Anthony Freda. One of the reasons I like this board so much is because of the very comfortable and yet very functional concave. It may not be the most aggressive in the world, but at the same time it gets the job done very well. I've never felt like I was not locked in on this board. The wheel flares and rocker, progressive radial definitely do a great job of keeping you in place. Like I said, I would recommend this board to just about any discipline, mostly freestyle and free riding. For more of a downhill oriented board, I would like to see maybe a small amount of W in the back incorporated with the wheel flares to provide a more stable pocket for high speed slides. But I've taken this board up to probably 45 miles an hour bombing, had no problems, throwing some pretty fast slides too, and not any issues. So it definitely can handle just about anything you can throw at it. This board comes in at around $130, so you definitely get what you paid for. You get some very nice concave, a very versatile board, and a very well constructed board. This has definitely been one of my more favorite boards to try out over the past few months, and is going to make a home in my quiver for quite a while. That's going to go ahead and wrap up the review on the Laissez Faire Warmonger. It's a great do-it-all board that can handle just about anything you can throw at it for a very affordable price tag, and you're supporting a smaller board company, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, check them out.